slow down a little bit for you. Everybody ready? Good. All right. Good evening. I would like to call the January 27th regularly scheduled board meeting to order and ask that you join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And now would you please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. And now we'll have Director Mills read our mission statement.
The Waterloo schools will set the standard for urban education by ensuring that every student is given the comprehensive support and diverse experiences needed to graduate with a diploma and a plan.
Thank you, Director Mills. The next item on our agenda is information from individuals and delegations. This is the opportunity where those who wish to address the school board may do so. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. I guess I'll. In Mrs. Arndor's absence, I'll be the red and yellow. So I'll hold up a yellow card when you have 30 seconds remaining and a red card when your time has expired. At that time, I will ask you to conclude your comments. Please also keep your comments respectful and constructive. We're all here with the goal of trying to help our students. Please also avoid criticizing job performance of specific employees of the district. Personnel matters are confidential and must be handled through the proper channels and not in a public forum. Finally, we provide this as an opportunity for public comments, but it is generally not a back and forth discussion, especially on items that are not on our agenda. At times, we will try to help if we can with information before or after the meeting, but we have to proceed with our board meeting agenda items. With that, I invite anyone who wishes to address the board to step forward to the microphone, make sure the green light is on, and start by stating your name and address. Going once, going so we're moving right along. The next item on our agenda is for information only. It is a school presentation from Central Middle School. And while they're coming forward, this is in a series that we've been doing for the past year and a half, where buildings come and talk about the great things that they're doing. So we have Principal Zach Zimmerman here to tell us a little about what's going on at Central.
I appreciate the board providing us this opportunity. I'm going to turn it over to our favorite and esteemed colleague here shortly.
Good evening. I'm Ashley Chase. I am 7th grade language arts at Central Middle School. I had the pleasure of addressing you last July with our student-led concession stand that is still thriving over at Central. Today I have brought some 7th grade students who have worked on a surface learning project of their own with Miss Angela Webb, who is our ELP teacher. So I'm going to let the students go ahead and start and talk about their project. And then if you are comfortable, they do have, we don't have digital presentation. We do have a flyer, if they can come up and hand you a flyer about their presentation.
Thank you. Individually. All right, thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ayana Little. I'm in the 7th grade at Central, and I had an idea to start up a angel tree project for the House of Hope during our ELP class. The angel tree project, I guess, stemmed from the idea of single parent homes having not being able to have as many opportunities for a successful Christmas, and I guess I wanted to start up or found a way to help and assist them in that direction. So I guess we started up the project and we raised money through different fundraising, and we were able to help 12 families with Christmas presents. The presents were more of like opportunities and experiences to do with their family, like cookie decorating, movies, story times, and yeah.
Hello, my name is Link Scribner, and I would like to talk about the Angel Tree Project. Now, personally, my favorite part, since I missed the shopping, I loved wrapping the presents. It added a sense of community to the class, and I just really enjoyed it.
Do you have any questions about our project?
I'm sure we do.
So how were these delivered, distributed?
Excuse me?
How were the presents distributed?
So we went to the House of Hope project, not the House of Hope building, and we brought the presents and just came in. We gave them to the person, and they were the ones actually distributing. We just brought them in.
So you were able to see the recipients face to face?
Yes.
So how could you either speak to how that went?
So what we did is we gave them to the person, like one of the main people in charge of House of Hope, to then distribute the presents equally. So people were embarrassed by being in House of Hope and just like showing off.
Okay.
Do you know how many families received gifts or individuals?
12 total.
12 total.
So how much did you guys raise and what did you do? And I love this as an ELP project, by the way. This is very cool.
Thank you. Through a Gene Day fundraiser at school, we raised about $200, and we also had extra help from our Spark Wheel teacher at Central, Fed Cody, and he helped us, and we really learned a lot of like time management.
With your what teacher? I'm sorry.
Fedrick Cody.
Spark Wheel.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it teaches time management and budgeting because my sister, she's in student council at East High, and they personally went angel tree shopping for a mother and her her son, and they spent around, she said like $300, $400, and it really like surprised me because we went and we were able to help 12 families with only $200, and I thought that that was really cool, and yeah.
This is a great idea. Is this the first time that the class has done a project like this?
This is the first time we all have experienced a project, but I'm sure that there have been more projects in the past, but I'm not like 100% sure on that.
Well, that's awesome. Great job. I think it's a great idea. And I'm glad that you took the initiative, you had an idea, and you shared it with your teachers, and you made it happen. So I love it. Great job.
I'm just going to warn you, now that you know how to wrap presents, that's now going to be your job at home until you're 43. Just so you know.
That's a skill I never learned, so sometimes I know how.
And if you don't know if it's been done yet, just take credit for it.
So this was a project that they completed in December. Currently, Central is partnering with the Waterloo Career Center and Expo with the Cedar Valley Angels to create love boxes for those in foster care. And so we are partnering. It was a student that is leading the project over at the Career Center. But they came to us because of our success with some of the service learning that we've done at Central, and asked if we could partner together with them. So that is our current project that we are working on right now. Our goal is to do 10 boxes. So that is what we are hoping to accomplish. Do you have any other questions for us?
Before the kids go, can each of you just kind of talk about what you've enjoyed most about this school year and like what your plans are as you move forward?
So one of my favorite parts about doing the House of Hope project was shopping, definitely. Because I learned how to spend money and budget it towards 12 like families, like what they wanted each, and it was pretty fun. Oh, another fun thing is we're going on a ski trip, and
Have you ever been skiing before?
no.
Me neither, but
And another thing is from ski trip, we heard that we're not getting charter buses, and we would like to talk up to you about that another time.
Dr. Smith.
We would like to invite you to talk about that. Another time.
I think
another time.
you can talk to Mr. Zimmerman about a few jeans days, and maybe we can make that work. Okay? A lot of jeans are going to be needed for a charter bus. Just letting you know.
Good plug.
During this year, there have been a lot of things that have happened. I'm in a play. We did the Angel Tree Project. And all I want is to do more. Just more things. That's it. Sorry, I don't have much. So my favorite thing about the school year so far is probably that I've been able to grow more, like in language arts specifically. Our advanced language arts class has recently, I guess, upgraded to an 8th grade language arts class rather than just an advanced 7th grade class. And I think that's really cool. And I've also enjoyed all the opportunities that I've gotten. I guess I haven't gotten as many opportunities. I've gotten more opportunities than I did last year, and I think that happened through like Mrs. Chase and Mrs. Wood and Mr. Zimmerman. So yeah, I'm just really thankful for that, and yeah. Oh yeah, I'm really thankful for all the sporting opportunities I get. I got MVP in volleyball, and which is my favorite sport. And right now, I'm doing wrestling, girls wrestling. um, and then I guess, and I'm starting classes at the WCC on Thursday, during skills class. And yeah,
What are you going to be doing there?
I believe I'm gonna do cosmetology.
Gee.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
Any other questions you have for us?
Well, I would just like to say, congratulations on just having the initiative of wanting to help. The young lady mentioned she just want to do it more, and we need more students like that. This is definitely something. You mentioned a very important word, and that was budget. And I'm here to tell you, the younger you understand it, the better off you're going to be. So, congratulations to Central. I'm a little bit biased, a lot biased. However, your good deeds speaks for itself. And that was you that actually did that. And I want to applaud each and every one of you and everyone that helped. And so, I know Ms. Chase, you're a rock star. So.
No, you have to know that this was the students. This was their idea that they wanted to see through. This was really, Miss Webb and I were just there. They need it, but they took it. This wasn't something we brought to them. They brought it to us. So that speaks volumes to their character, and to what they're doing. And we are just here to help support and advocate for them, being a change in our community. So
I just want to give you a compliment because I'm in the schools and teachers, and students talk about you in a good light. So I just want to give you a compliment.
thank you so much. I
from that
appreciate
standpoint. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Before you take your seat, we want to get a photo of the group, if that's possible. But also just wanted to give you kudos and congratulations. You guys are doing an amazing job. Students, you did amazing. You're wonderful. Keep it up. Okay. So we do want to get a photo of you, but just keep doing what you're doing. You're making us all look good. The next item on our agenda is a school presentation from Kingsley Elementary School. And I see Jana Elliott and her team in the back. So we'll hear some amazing things that is happening at Kingsley Elementary.
It's Ron. Ron played with it. That's the one I had it on originally, but it wasn't. This is the one I had it on before.
I think he left.
I
I
think
saw
he
him walk
left.
out. Don't tell him I did that.
Yeah.
It was working before.
We checked the volume.
Hey, look at that.
You took it off.
I took the
We have Amy though.
Hi, I'm Jana Elliott, principal of Kingsley, and I brought my Lighthouse team here to tell you some things that are happening at Kingsley. So, here we go. All right, so to start, just so you know a little bit about who we are, this is our mission statement. All who walk our halls will empower each other by building strong, positive relationships and holding each other to high expectations in order to be successful leaders now and in the future. And everything that we do pretty much comes back to this mission statement. So one of the big things about who we are is we're a leader in me school. So with that, we try to empower students as much as we can. We sometimes will say, like, if it doesn't take a teaching degree, then students can do it, and then they feel ownership for it. And the result of it is so much greater. So one of the things that we do is we do goal setting with students, kindergarten through 5th grade. And so I have one of our kindergarten teachers here with us, and she's going to tell you, because this is actually one of her students, and this is actually this is her class, of how they set goals even as 5-year-olds, and how students own what they're doing and track it every day so that they can hit their next benchmark. So this is Amanda Wagenhofer, and
this is Lillian. She is a future Kingsley Cougar. So we're Waterloo proud here. So yes, I teach kindergarten. They are 5. Some of them are even 4 when they come in. We set goals and we work really, really hard until we meet those goals, and then we set new goals. So what you see in the middle there, this is Imani. Imani was so proud of this. She wanted to learn 26 letter sounds. That was our goal. So we set that goal. We tracked it. She's holding her leadership binder where she is tracking her lead measure. So that is, did I practice my letter sounds today? Was I here? Did I do my countdown lesson, my phonics lesson? Did I practice? So every single day she colors in a little gumball in her leadership binder. Then eventually she celebrates with 7 letter sounds, then 13, then 20, then 26. And we celebrated as a whole class. Anytime 80% of our class, you can't push those buttons. Anytime 80% of our class meets one of our goals, we have an entire class celebration. That's just my room. We do that across the entire building, kindergarten through 5th grade. If you ask any student in our building, they will be able to tell you what goal are they working on, what are they doing to reach their goal, what are they going to do once they get their goal, what's their next goal going to be. And so this is just one very specific example in the middle there. You can see the 4th grade classes are learning multiplication. So you can see when 80% of their class learns their 3 times tables, they celebrate. When 80% of their class learns their 5 tables, they celebrate. And then on the right there, you can see our daily attendance tracker. We want our students to be in school every single day. So every kid in our entire building tracks their own attendance, and we celebrate with 80% of our class. If we have a perfect attendance for 80% of our class, we want it to be sustainable. We want to stay home if you're sick, but like come to school. So we celebrate. So all the goals. Yay. So thanks.
My name is Tyler Babno. I am the music teacher over at Kingsley, but Amanda and I, we are the kind of co-chairs of the Leader Me kind of, what does that even call it? I forgot. Coordinators. We're Leader Me coordinators together, so we work really closely across the board, across the school. So with all those goals that Amanda was talking about, we realized a couple years ago that we're really good at celebrating in May, not throughout the year. So that is one thing we've been really striving for over the last couple of years is celebrating reaching these milestones, these goals throughout the year. So with that, we have something called a wig catcher. We don't have a photo of it, but it's just giant. It's just a box. And during our assemblies, for when we when we reach these goals for attendance, every grade sets an attendance goal. We'll have separate goals for the month. And every time we earn these goals, we get to throw in different size balls depending on what the goal is. If it's a building-wide goal, for like if the Kingsley made 95% average daily attendance, we'll throw in a huge building-wide goal. If it's a grade level, it's a little smaller, classroom a little smaller, and then we have individual size individual size goal balls as well. That will come around and we'll you can hear it because of the tile. It's so loud. It's wonderful. It's one of the great quirks of Kingsley. So with that, I kind of work with the Student Lighthouse, and we filled our wig catcher right before winter break. And so we had to do our giant school-wide celebration for filling it right after winter break. And I worked with the Student Lighthouse to totally plan it, and they did everything. I was simply a facilitator hearing what they wanted to do, and maybe like brushing off the whole we should have a giant snowball fight outside. Brushing, kind of filtering ideas, but it was great. And I know Mrs. Carlson interviewed 2 of my Student Lighthouse kids right here about that whole process.
Good. Can you tell me your name and what grade level you're in?
I'm Henry. I'm in 5th grade.
I'm Ruthie and I'm in 5th grade. Great. And what made you want to be a student leader at Kingsley?
We get to help plan parties and celebrations and stuff like that.
Like seeing the people's faces when they get to do the fun stuff.
Fantastic. And can you guys talk to me about how did you plan and prepare for the full school wig celebration?
We thought of ideas and then sent out a Google form for people to fill out as options to see what they wanted to do.
Yeah, we thought about what people would like, and then we made posters about everything that we'd be doing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being leaders at Kingsley.
I promise they enjoyed it. So with the photos, another thing that we kind of want to do is we want to make this day really special. So they elected to serve hot chocolate out at recess, and they gave up some of their recess to do it as well. Go out there and serve when it was still pretty cold outside. So yeah, that was a really huge undertaking, and it was really successful to have the students totally lead everything.
Hi.
All right. The next thing that I'm kind of involved with at Kingsley is through student jobs. Kind of like how Janice said, if it doesn't take a teaching degree, why can't a student do it? So at Kingsley, the way we really empower our students is by letting them kind of take over certain aspects of the day. So we have students doing morning announcement. We have an attendance day tracker. So like how Amanda said, we track our daily attendance. We also track it daily for the entire grade. So on the left side, there's our scoreboards we have out in the hallway. And we have a couple of students, you'll see them in an interview. They go around every afternoon and they have the information and they put up the graph and they update it every day. And it's also been a great for attendance as well. I know one of the students that does this job has been kind of had poor attendance in the past, and she's even said this year, this is why I come to school. I love filling out this form every day. It's just kind of the extra special thing.
Hi, girls. Can you tell me your name and what grade level you're in?
I'm Rhea. I'm in 5th grade. I'm Amaryllis, and I'm also in 5th grade.
Great. Can you tell me what your leadership job is here at Kingsley?
We're attendance leaders.
Okay. And what do you do as an attendance leader?
We upgrade the attendance whether the grades met their goals or not.
Okay. I noticed that you have some percentages on here and some stickers. Can you tell us what those mean?
If they got a sticker, if a grade got a sticker on a day, then that meant that they met their goal of
whatever, 95 or 93.
Okay. And if it just has a percentage, what does that mean?
That means that they did not meet their goal.
Okay, very good. Okay. And then talk to me about how do you feel when you're asked to help others in the building
Responsible.
And needed.
and needed? Great. Well, thanks for being leaders here at Kingsley.
Yeah, so like I mentioned a little bit earlier with the goals, so at our school-wide assemblies, we celebrate these for that next month. So in February, we'll celebrate January's goals.
Hi, I'm Trish Carlson. I'm the lead teacher at Kingsley. Along with empowering our kids and getting them to share is we really want them to be accountable for their learning within the building. And so last year we implemented student-led conferences and have continued that in the Kingsley building, both in the fall and in the spring. And what this just means is that when parents come to conferences, we encourage their child to also come. And so during that time, they're able to share a binder, which you got to see in one of the other slides. And within that binder are goals that students have set. There could be examples of student work, their scoreboards for their lead measures. There could be certificates in there. And so we ask the children to share with their parents what their goals are, what is something that they're super proud of, and what is something that they're going to continue to work on. And so they get to kind of know where they are in their learning. It's not just a one and done thing. It's something that they are constantly looking through throughout the entire school year. And then what's really great is it then allows time for parents to still ask questions and be involved in that conference with their kids. So again, another thing that we're allowing kids to lead within the building. So do you guys have any questions for T?
How do you set the goals? In other words, if you're meeting them all the time, do you reset them a little bit higher? Or if you're not getting them at all, do you discuss why or lower them?
Absolutely. Great question. So all of our kids either set them individually or they set those with a teacher. So for instance, ST Math is big in our district. And so each kid has an ST Math goal. Most of them are in their leadership binders. They set that goal, and then once they've achieved that, they go on and choose another percentage that they want to reach. If kids are struggling in maybe one of those areas, there is like kind of like a place where the teacher can look and then can help support students. Maybe there's just a skill that they're struggling with, and then a teacher will help them. And so it just kind of lifts them a little bit until they get to the next skill. But they're constantly changing their goals, constantly reaching new goals with that. So yeah, definitely.
So do you have offline or technology ads that can assist a student who's struggling?
There are certain reports that we can run, that teachers can run, that will help them. Otherwise, we do a lot of, I would say, pull to the side or come to a small group while other kids are maybe working on that ST Math during that time. A teacher will then be able to support them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you do classroom goals, but do you do goals across the grade? Like, okay, right, this will be a second grade goal, so everybody in second grade got to meet this, and the groups have to work across the classroom to achieve.
Yes, absolutely. So attendance is one of our big ones that we do that Mr. Babno had talked about. So we always look at the month before's attendance, like what that grade level was at, and then our team leaders actually set that next goal for the next month. And then when we reach that goal, we come around with our wig catcher, and we bring the balls that kids get to put in, and then we also celebrate at our monthly assemblies. So all the kids constantly are seeing that wig catcher is actually at the front of our building. So really, anybody who walks through the doors is going to see it if you're looking straight ahead. Parents know it. I mean, we have kindergartners that could tell you what it is and what it's for. And so it is exciting when you hear that thing running down the hallway. They know it's coming to a classroom to celebrate. So yeah, it's really been a nice visual representation for kids.
So attendance is also a high-level district goal this year. What are the barriers that you see when kids are not attending?
Well, it can be a number of things. Sickness seems to be one of them. I would say for us at Kingsley, this is something we are super proud of. We have, last year, I think we were around 16%, and we are down to 8. percent. So we have worked really hard for with identifying who those students are that maybe need what we consider a tier 2 support. And so we work with them and we touch base with those kids 2 times a week to check in and check out. I think a lot of it is relationships. I really do. I feel like kids need to know that they are loved and that we want them there. And everybody on our attendance team has a grade level, and we're checking in with those kids all the time. So, yeah, I mean, it's been something we're really proud of.
So if they know they're missed, they're more likely to come.
I believe that's true. Or if they have a purpose, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He was waiting to hear that.
Purpose. Lyle, purpose.
And that is the key. That is the key. Being somewhere where you're wanted and you know
You
people
belong.
are there for you and they care about you. So it makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference.
So Kingsley was my kids' home school, and Jen and Tyler were both there at the time, and it's just really great to see that, because it's always been a wonderful school, but to see things blossoming, and I just wanted to tell Tyler that Crazy Miss Mallory is in the Panther Marching Band, so you made a lasting impression.
Very nice.
His music room is like, it's like legit, like you want to go in and just play with stuff. I know I understand how some people are like, things are nice, but no, like there's just all kinds of just cool stuff. Anyway, I played in there once in a while during Lego
Yeah.
League. So
Whatever you can do to draw them in. Have snacks, candy, whatever. Just get them there. They'll learn something while they're there. Yes. Are there any more questions or comments? Thank you all. Thank you. Amazing. Great job. Great job. Thank you.
Should you just unhook it from here?
Yeah. She can have it. I was going to say, let her play whatever she wants to up there. While we're doing that, we will be removing item 10 from our agenda, and it'll be on our next board meeting. So item 10, set date of public hearing for the Waterloo High School project and approve notice to bidders. We will remove that item on this evening. The next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda consists of 4 items. Item 1, approval of minutes of the January 13th, 2025 regular board meeting. Item 2, personnel appointments and adjustments. Item 3, bills due and payable and bills paid between board meetings. And item 4, bond counsel and disclosure counsel engagement agreement. Are there any items that board members want to see removed this evening?
2, please.
Item 2. Any others? Hearing none, can I get a motion to put items 1, 3, and 4 on the table?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving items 1, 3, and 4, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. That brings us to item 2. You got the recommendation? Can you read the recommendation? My electronics aren't working with me today, so I'm trying to navigate off my phone. You got it? Or I can get it. I can get it. I got it.
It's okay. I was going to do a Lyle. When I pull it,
Yeah,
I read
go
it.
ahead. Absolutely.
The superintendent's recommendation is that the Board of Education approve the personnel items as listed.
So moved.
You got that, Jeff? Okay. Okay, and Stacy? I think Stacy pulled this.
Yeah. So, first of all, it always makes you sad to see like all the retirements, but I know that they were because of, our early retirement package. And I was just gonna ask Sam how you feel that's all gone, and if, if this was a smooth procedure, and, just give your input a little bit on how it went.
So I think the actual process itself went very smoothly. We had a well thought out process and a timeline. We held meetings for everybody. I feel like all the information was out well in advance for all of our employees to understand. We had over 250 employees that were actually eligible for this. So we had a meeting on, I believe it was Tuesday, December 17th, I think, and we had 50 some employees that came. Thursday night, that application process went out to all the eligible employees. We had 42, I believe, total employees take that. 41 of them had applied within the first 30 minutes of that application being out. We met over winter break, talked about it a little bit, and then again at the beginning of January, and notified everyone that had applied that they were accepted for the early retirement package. I think it's still a little too early to tell how everything will play out, but right now the process went very smoothly.
So what's the process? Have you started the process of, now that you know the positions, replacing?
So right now, I've been working with Josh Johnson and Jen Hartman. They're talking with building principals about which employees did take the early retirement package, and then we're going to look through all those positions to determine if there are any that we do or do not need to replace. Obviously, a lot of them we will need to, but if there are any we could look at.
So do you start, now's about the time to start talking?
We've been doing that now. So I'm sorry.
For recruiting news.
Correct. Yep. So we will probably be posting those positions within the next 2 weeks, I think, is what we're looking at. And then really we do all of our recruiting if we're looking at getting new teachers from colleges. We've already started that process, and we'll be going to some job fairs here within February and March as well.
Thank you.
Do you have a team? What does that look like when you go to job fairs, and what's your range? Is it local job fairs? What's
So this year we plan to go to Iowa, Iowa State, UNI, and Wartburg. Those are the 4 we did last year. We also went out to South Dakota. That was quite a trip and didn't really see a whole lot of return on that investment. So we're not planning to go this year. But it's been me and then any administrators that want to go. So in early February, I'll put out a survey to any administrators that want to join and be part of that process to help bring people into Waterloo.
So do you know the sense of the market right now? And I know to most college students, beginning salary is kind of important. How do we stack up in terms of how attractive the district is for that and other reasons?
Honestly, the state kind of put us all in a level playing field that the starting salary for new teachers is required to be $50,000, and that's where we'll be at moving forward. So I think we're pretty on par with everybody else.
Okay.
Outside of the job fairs, where else is this listed? Obviously on our website. Do we span out outside of the state? How does that work?
So it is on our website, but Teach Iowa is back now, which is the state-run site. It was with Iowa Workforce Development for a while, and just within the past 4 months, Teach Iowa has come back, which had been around for decades prior. It was gone for about 1.5 years. That is the main site that most teachers go to looking for education jobs, whether you're in Iowa or not.
Is it still difficult for people who don't go to school in Iowa to come in and get their certifications to teach in Iowa, or has that changed at all? I know it was difficult to move in as a teacher from another state.
It still is a process. I actually had that conversation with one of our administrators earlier today. If you have a license from another state, you have to go through a whole application process with the state, and they have to transcribe that into what it would be in Iowa terms and endorsements. And right now that process is taking around three weeks at least.
And I just wondered, do you guys work with Upper Iowa and like with our local satellite, and then also with the main campus?
Yep, we do have working relationships with Upper Iowa, UNI, Wartburg.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that like names aren't on here, but I did see a kid that graduated with my daughter who's now working for the district. So that just makes me so happy to see. So,
Nice. Staying home.
yeah, exactly.
Any more questions, comments?
No, thank you, Sam.
Yep, thanks, Sam, for all your work on this. All those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. That brings us to the next item on our agenda, item 9, which is a West, East, and WCC BPA National Leadership Conference trip to Orlando, Florida. It is the superintendent's recommendation that the Board of Education approve travel for East, West, and WCC high school BPA students to Orlando, Florida from May 5th through the 11th, 2025.
Second.
All right. And we have quite a few students, and I recognize quite a few of them myself. Welcome.
Thank
You guys look amazing. So, okay. We're looking forward to it. And just be prepared that we're going to ask all your names, school, and grades before you leave. So just be prepared.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm a student at East. I'm part of the Waterloo Career Center BPA chapter, and I'm a junior. And this is Waterloo BPA. BPA stands for Business Professionals of America. All right, hello. I've been here the past couple of years. Some of you may recognize me, some of you may not. My name is Sophia Stamler. I'm a junior at West High School, and I currently serve as the Iowa BPA Vice President, as well as my Waterloo Career Center Chapter President. So this is us at the 2024 National Leadership Conference. This was in Chicago, Illinois from May 10th through 15th. And members from every single chapter went. It was such a great experience to not go too far from home, but just have some of our members and things experience a new city and meet other members from across the other states and things like that. So we're really looking forward to this year in Orlando. And here's some more pictures from that. It was such a great experience. So one of the first conferences we went to this year was the 2024 Fall Leadership Conference, and this was held in Des Moines, Iowa. We had 31 students and 3 advisors present at this conference. And so a lot of us are working to get the highest award in BPA to be recognized at the National Leadership Conference that is being held in Orlando this year. So BPA has a really cool thing called the Torch Awards, and there's 4 different awards that you can get. And within those awards, there's 7 categories that you can earn points through. And yeah, it's a great program to have. I feel like a lot of people benefit from it, just out like of all of us together, not just from Waterloo or Iowa, but all of our members together. Kind of to go off of that, a little more insight on Torch Awards. It's kind of confusing at first, but an example would be like attending a chapter meeting. So holding some of our members and other students within these 3 schools accountable for attending our meetings and just staying involved with the organization. It's super great. If they know that I go to every single meeting, I'm going to get recognition for that. And that kind of goes off of like attendance and things like that. So we had our Northeast Iowa Regional Conference at Hawkeye Community College, and we had 5 schools from Northeast Iowa attend. We had over 25 judges and 75 members there as well. And we hold this every year to just help prepare for state. Students get to practice their competitions and things like that, and also gain recognition and awards and just have a super fun time and network together. This was also held, we had membership-led activities. So we had each chapter do an activity. For my chapter, we did a clock activity. So everyone got a paper plate and a marker, and you went around and made meeting times with everyone in the room just to kind of network. You get to find out someone's name from another school, something like that. And then you would go and meet with that partner at a certain time that we said, and we would give you a question related to either BPA or business or academics, something like that, and you would have to discuss the question. And that was just super good example of a way that we network within this organization and within our chapters as well.
So another really fun thing that some members from the Waterloo Career Center chapter did was we attended the Waterloo Career Center and East High 8th grade parent night, and this just gives 8th graders and people that are like coming into high school like things they can sign up for. That way, when you, because I know like when you get to high school, there's like so many things to like that you can sign up for, and I just like letting them know that BPA and career and technical student organizations as a whole is a really great thing to get involved in. So exciting news at this year's state conference. Myself and Hannah are going to be running for state office. I'm super excited to run again, and I'm super excited to have one of my close friends run along with me. Another thing is that the elections will take place at our state leadership conference. And so here we do our speech, we do a knowledge test. So it's an exam over our knowledge of BPA and things like that. Another thing we do is caucus and meet other members and tell them why they should vote for us, things like that. So we're super excited about that. We've been working very hard on our speeches and campaign. And now we would like to go through and we have a little under half of our members who are going to be attending state with us this year. And so we're just going to have them go through and, say their name and competitions and school and things like that, all the things you want to hear. We'd also just like love to thank you guys for always supporting us. I think I've been coming to these since I was a freshman, and you guys have always been so supportive, and we just want to thank you for that as well. So, you want to start? Hello, my name is Danaija Watson. I go to Waterloo East High School, and I'm a junior. This is my first year of BPA, and I will be competing in word processing and office and business procedures.
Hello, my name is Jessica Toe, and I am a ninth grader at East High, and I'll be competing in health presentation and medical terms and billing.
My name is Jada Lloyd, and I go to West High, and I'm in 10th grade, and I'll be competing for business law and presentation.
My name's Diana Quinto, and then I'm a junior at West High, and I'll be competing in medical billing and then health administration.
My name is Rana Teke. I'm a junior at West High, and I'll be competing in extemporaneous speech and health admin procedures.
My name is Janet Toe. I go to West High. I'm in 10th grade. I will be competing in health administration procedures and health research presentation.
My name is Gracie Marlin. I'm a senior at Waterloo West High School, and I'll be competing in extemporaneous speech and ethics and professionalism.
My name is Taylor Hoftender, and I'm a student at East High School. I'm going to be competing in I told you I'd forget. But my advanced office procedures and advanced office systems.
Hi, my name's Emma Shirley. I'm an 11th grader at Waterloo Virtual Academy, and I'm part of the WCC chapter, and I'm going to be competing in HR management and prepared speech.
I'm Abigail Cooper. I'm a senior at West, and I'm going to be competing in prepared speech and interview skills.
I'm Grace Cooper, and I'm a junior, and I'll be competing in prepared speech and ethics and professionalism.
I'm Danica Card, and I'm a 10th grader at East High. I'm going to be competing in interview skills, and presentation individual.
Hi, I'm Kason Page. I'm a 10th grader at East High, and I'll be competing in human resources management and business ethics and professionalism.
Okay, then you already know my name's Hannah. I am going to be competing in ethics and professionalism and presentation individual. And this year I'll be competing in presentation individual as well as HR management. So yeah, it's kind of an introduction of our people, but would you guys have any questions for us or anything like that?
You guys mentioned that you and Hannah are running for office. Did you say what offices you were running for?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a little bit like general, so you don't necessarily get to run for a specific position. You kind of rank them on your officer application through 1 through 6. I currently serve as the vice president, and I'd be happy to get any position. I think it's kind of more so about just being on the team. It's not necessarily who ranks in what position. It's just everyone works together and things like that. So, yeah. Anything else?
What are some of your experiences currently being in that position?
Yeah, so being in that position has been an amazing experience this year. A lot of time in Des Moines and just working on Zoom with my other state officers at our fall leadership conference. It was really cool because there was a lot of planning that went into it beforehand. We planned a JA stock market exchange, so we partnered with JA because their values align with ours, and we wanted to bring a really great experience to our members within the organization, and they were able to have an immersive interaction where they kind of act as if they were in the stock market and they bought stock and things like that, and we had exchange people and everything like that. So that was really, really cool to be able to work with another business, another organization like ours, who wanted to help us out, and we wanted them to come in and do that. So we had multiple Zoom meetings with them, things like that. We kind of planned all of our fall conference, and now we're working on our state conference as well. So just working with that team and seeing everything that I had attended previously, kind of the behind the scenes and things like that, has been so cool.
Great job. Great job.
When you're competing in these particular categories, typically, how many students are in that category?
You want to step up to the mic, please? Thank you.
I was trying not to talk this year, you guys. There's a huge range. There can be anywhere from some smaller competitions that might have 5 students in it, all the way up to like 3 sections of, I think Hannah's, or somebody's in word processing. There's 3 sections. So you'll have 30, 40 kids in each, section possibly. So you could have 50, 60, 70 in one section, and then only the top 5 in that event go. In like interview, there's typically 2 or 3 sections, and there's about 10 in each, so you're competing against at least 30 students, if not more. So it just really depends on the event, but there's a huge range, and there's a lot of kids. We've got this year, I think, do you remember, is there like 700 coming to our state conference? So there'll be 700 different students there.
So it's Waterloo, you say you got about half the students here, so you have what, 35 or so in the group? How does that compare to other schools?
We are, because we have the 3 high schools, we're kind of broken up a little bit so that our kids can have access to an advisor. Some schools like Washington, they have quite a large chapter. They're not a smaller school, but kind of smaller compared to Waterloo. So they have 1 chapter. Iowa City West is really big, but they all go to 1 high school, and so they've got like 80 members. So
okay,
we're reasonably sized. We're in there.
How does a student get involved with BPA?
Yeah, so we try to do a lot of recruiting. So going to those 8th grade parent nights, we talk to a lot of kids and families there. If you take any business class at Career Center, Expo, East or West, I know for me, I took a computer class. I don't remember what it was called. But I took that my freshman year, and then I kind of got into it that way. I'd say another thing too, the biggest thing about getting students involved in our organization, and really any organization, is friendship. If they have someone who they're friends with in it, they'll bring someone in. Like, I got my best friend, I'm going to join because I said, hey, look at this super cool opportunity. We get to go do cool stuff, and I want to do it together. So
you get to join. And that's kind of, I think a lot of people here, you're all kind of friends with people in your chapter and things like that. So that's kind of the most important thing about our groups is that it's more so a community than anything else.
Hey, and you might end up in Florida.
Just might.
So my daughter she'll be graduating in the spring with her degree in HR from UNI, and she did not know about any of this in high school. So the fact that you guys are getting that head start is going to make a huge difference. And already being part of a group and organization, like she's in one. I didn't know these things existed. It's called like SHRM, and there's like societies just for people who want to do HR. Who knew? But it's just so cool that you guys are finding this now. And I have to say that all of these categories sound terrifying to me. So your courageousness is speaking loudly, especially I did extemporaneous speaking and speech, and that terrified me. So you guys are all rock stars, and I'm really excited to hear how things go. I did have one question about the makeup of the group. Do we just have trouble attracting young men, or?
We have a few. Yeah, there's a few. They weren't able to make it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. It evens out for us.
And it's a great thing to have women in business. I just wondered, if.
There's been, so like, I'm at East High, and there's been some years at East, especially when I first started there, I only had boys and I didn't have any girls. So now I have been getting more females than boys, but I still have like 3 or 4. The other ones aren't here tonight, unfortunately. They had work, but
No, we want women in business. I'm not saying that.
so it kind of varies from year to year.
And Sophia, were you one of my like Lego League kids, and you had like super?
Oh yes, I was. I was a big Lego League girl. Yep.
Nice.
Did I hear there was a medical billing category? I can't imagine. Could you describe a little bit about what the competition is there?
Yeah, so for medical billing, you go in and they ask you a couple questions about like different types of insurance, whether that be like employment insurance, like private insurance, or like Medicaid and stuff like that. So you answer some multiple questions on that, and then they give you like a chart full of information, and you like pretend like you're a doctor and fill it out like if you were filing an insurance claim for a patient.
Wow, is right. Good luck, and you've probably got a great future.
Who knew? Yeah. While she's walking up the.
One thing I want to point out is it's Business Professionals of America, and that was what it was called 50 years ago, right? So now we have a whole category for health fields. There's a whole category that has like cybersecurity and coding, and so it's really any job is a business. So that's kind of how we pitch it at school, is like everybody will work for a business someday, even if that's yours. So there's a whole section on entrepreneurship. 2 of my girls that aren't here tonight are freshmen, and they actually created an entire business plan about how to start a new business. And so the funding and all of it. So it's not just typical business. I like to point that out, that it's really for everybody.
This is for all of you. And if you can probably see how we're in awe. One, of you remembering, what you're doing, and some of the terminology that you've stated. We probably didn't even know those things existed. We're not trying to age ourselves. I'm still pretty young. But the opportunities that you have in front of you, don't take them lightly. The things like Stacy mentioned, SHRM. My wife is in HR. She's an HR manager, and she's part of the SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Management, I think it is. but when you have these opportunities, you never know where they'll take you. I know it's, you know, you guys are learning and it's fun for you now, but later on down the line, when you're thinking about your careers and you're thinking about what you want to do in life, and uh, right now you can determine what you like, what you enjoy. You don't want to ever have a job where you don't like it. You know, you want to get up and go to work every day and enjoy what you're doing. So this is an opportunity for you to see what you like and see what you enjoy, to get good at it and learn some things. So we're super proud of all of you because you guys, you know, you came here, you're doing amazing things, and other your peers see you as well. How you mentioned you got your best friend to join along, so your peers are looking at you as well. So you're leaders, even if you don't know it. You're doing amazing things in your school and in your community. So keep up the good work. I see some familiar faces, so I'm super proud of you personally. But I know as a board and as a district, we are as well. So you guys are representing the Waterloo Community Schools in a great light, and we appreciate it. So keep up the good work. And thank you, advisors, as well, for taking the time out of your busy days as well to pour into these young people. I'm sure their families and oh, absolutely, absolutely. I know quite a few of them, so I know they're amazing kids and they have amazing futures. But we just want to shout you guys out as well for taking the time and pouring into these young people and providing them with opportunities to do things like this. So,
And come back after the competitions and everything. Let us know how it goes.
yeah. And the number one thing I'm a coach by nature. The number one thing in all you do, have fun. Have fun. Like I said, even if you're doing a job and you enjoy your job, it becomes fun to you. So make sure you have fun and soak in the moment. Okay? Are there any more questions or comments? All right, we want to get a picture, you guys. But thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you guys
it.
so much
Well,
for your
actually,
time.
you know what? Hold on. Wait. We have to vote.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah.
I would get in trouble if I didn't do that. So all those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried.
Thank
Enjoy.
you guys.
Have fun.
Policy. Can you just? Hmm.
The next item on our agenda, item 11, board policy changes, second reading. It is the superintendent's recommendation that the Board of Education approve the following policies: school district legal status, Waterloo Community School District mission statement, school district goals and objectives, the people and their school district, assistance animals, organization of the Board of Directors, powers and duties of the Board of Directors, responsibilities of the Board of Directors, school board legislative program, board organizational meeting, Board of Directors elections, new board member orientation, board member qualifications, terms of office, vacancies, recognition of past service on Board of Education, board member resignation, board member conflict of interest, school board member ethics, board member liability and identification, Board of Directors legal counsel, ad hoc committees, board superintendent relationship, policy development, policy adoption, dissemination of policy, suspension of policy, administration in the absence of policy, review and revision of policy, review of administrative regulations, annual meeting, regular meeting, special meeting, work sessions, meeting notice, quorum, rules of order, board meeting agenda, public participation in board meetings, public complaints, reporting board meeting business, public hearings, association membership, board member compensation and expenses, I don't know where that is, gifts to the Board of Education members, negotiations, high school graduation ceremonies, student promotion, retention, acceleration, special education, transfer of funds, financial records, governmental accounting practices and regulations, budget as a spending plan, and budget planning. Now, our contact person is Pam Arndorfer, the assistant to superintendent, board secretary. Hopefully we got our questions answered if there were any prior to the meeting by email.
Second.
We good? All those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. Thank you. I know that was a lot, y'all. So it was helpful getting them out a couple of weeks ago so we can look over them. So,
Miniature horses.
and
I know.
that ends our action items for this evening. And now on to the superintendent's report.
Yeah, I just got one. I promised you at the last meeting that I would bring a timeline of the upcoming, just in terms of the high school project, what the next steps are. So I'm going to pass this out real quick. We were going to do this during the, I'll pass some out this way, pass some out this way. If you want to get one to Maria, you can. But there should be plenty of extras. So I'll wait till that gets handed out to go over the timeline. But we were going to, you probably saw that one of the agenda items we moved to February was agenda item, go back to it real quick. Agenda item 10, set date of public hearing for the Waterloo High School project and approve notice to bidders. We just had a little bit of, we needed some clarity on the dates there, and we thought it'd be better just to wait until the next meeting to bring that to you guys. So timeline, we're super excited, and I see that Josh Paxton is here in the timeline as well, or I'm sorry, in the audience as well. So I might have him come up and he's working with Envision and the school district in terms of what's everybody's like excited about, which is in winter 2025, which is right now, which is to launch the school colors and mascot campaign. So Josh has done a lot of work in the Waterloo community, has a lot of ties to the district. So Josh, I know you knew if you're coming here tonight, you might be put on the spot a little bit. So would you mind coming up here real quick and just kind of just sharing some of the work that you've done and just your vision of where this mascot and the school colors and branding is going to go. So Josh, thanks again for joining us. Again, a little out of order tonight, but want to make sure while you were here to kind of give you some time with the board. So
Make sure the green light is on if it's not. The base.
Oh, there we go. Well, it's good to be here with you guys tonight. I'm excited about being a part of this process. This has been something that I've honestly since we've been kind of discussing this whole idea of one school. I've been excited about the possibility of maybe being a part of this in some capacity. So here I am, gonna kind of help facilitate this whole process, which really it's not about me. It's about our community coming together to figure out what this is going to look like. And so my job is first is to facilitate that process, to get as much feedback, as much buy-in as possible, so that me and my team are really in a position to move forward with some solid direction so that we can create a mascot and colors that are going to be connected to our community for don't know, the next 100 years. I mean, what a special opportunity this is at this time where we can, as a community, be a part of a project like this. And I'm absolutely honored to be a part of this, guys. I told Amy, man, this is like a dream project because I so love our community. I so love our city. My boys both went through Waterloo schools. My wife is a West High graduate. We are so blessed to be a part of this Waterloo community, and so I can kind of, even as I'm talking, just kind of sense myself getting like, let's go. It feels like we're going to be on a quick timeline, but I think there's ample time. We've got it. We're starting to have some initial discussions about what the surveys are going to look like. What are the meetings that we need to be at? We're going to be getting in front of coaches and leaders in our community, alumni, students. We want to make sure that we get the student voice. And so my job is to be creative in those spaces to really draw feedback, draw ideas out of people. I mean, really let it be a creative process. And I firmly believe that the process will lead us. It feels right now at this stage like, oh my goodness, Jeff Sommerfeld has all the good ideas. Can't we just use Jeff's ideas? But no, this is going to be a community process. And so, looking forward to being a part of it. My expertise is in branding and brand development. I've worked with companies all over the United States with their brands, Nestle and Carnival Cruise Lines and Principal Financial Group, and some really well-known national brands. I've also worked on a local level. Some of you guys might be familiar with Amy Wienan's real estate. I helped. I bring her up because she's been around the community for a long time and has really worked hard to establish her brand in the community and has done a fine job being really, really consistent with her brand. So I helped create that brand, develop that brand, and to just be in the mix with her so that there's consistency over the years. And now I think the community's come to recognize that brand and the color pink. So if we're brave enough, maybe we'll select hot pink as our new. I doubt it. Or maybe some of that Kentucky blue. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I got a story about that. Not to cut you off, but no. I believe your wife sat in front of me in the whole room for 4 years.
Oh wow!
And our freshman year, we changed the colors of West High to Old Rose, which was pink.
I did not know.
Literally was pink.
You and my wife were a part of that.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that then, but but yeah. So yeah, we had a pink school. It was literally pink. Old Rose.
Old Rose is pink.
It was not burgundy.
No. It's a unique color. That is for sure. That is for sure. So that's the kind of the long and the short of it. Again, I'm excited to be a part of this, and if you have any questions, I'd love to answer as best I can. There's a lot of unknowns, like I said right now, but we're at the front end, but we're excited about what's in front of us.
So is some of this like the mascot campaign and stuff? This is going to come before we look at like the name of the school, or is that all going to kind of happen together, or do we know?
That's an interesting question. I think what I've been tasked with is the mascot and the colors. There has been some conversations about does a naming component need to be a part of this, and I think what I've heard as I've listened to folks talk is that it's pretty clear cut. I mean, if we were in the Waukee district, right, where there was multiple high schools, I think the name would be very important. In fact, I watched Waukee Northwest go through their process, and that was the first community vote that they held. And so once they passed that, then they moved on to the next. I don't think that we're in a place where we're looking at that because it's clear that we're Waterloo High School.
So we've in terms of great question. I think it's going to be long. The name of the high school. What we're getting at is like, is it obvious that it should just be named Waterloo High School? But I don't think that's been. We haven't had the proper dialogue around that just to say for sure whether or not. What we talked about, and I've met with Josh a couple different times, is that we're looking at creating like a pretty big committee of an eclectic group of community members, staff, and some. Do we say some students too? Is that there's a student group too, but a big group that's going to be kind of this task force that's going to come together and kind of talk through those things. I want to have, or we're going to have Josh kind of facilitate that conversation with that group too about the name, just to see if it makes if there's any other pushback on that. But again, I want to make sure we do the right proper diligence in terms of like having conversations around. Is it just the name of the high school? Is there something we're not thinking of? Is there something obvious that's out there? So
right. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, because we're not just Waterloo. We're Waterloo. We're Evansdale. We're Elk Run. We're so.
And that's the case with all that's such a great point. Like it's brought up a lot. Is when you talk about a lot of these districts that are one name of one city, they all incorporate smaller towns as well. So that's not uncommon, but we want to be sensitive to that as well. So really good conversation. So it's going to come along with it, but like Josh said, what we were asking him to do is more along the line of the colors, the branding, and the mascot.
So how does the community get involved if they want to? How does that work?
Such a great segue, Stacy. I will slip you some money after. So I might go into that, Josh, if you don't mind. So we have here is, and we're gonna blast this out, social media, press release, all the things here, but you can see the timeline here. I will not read all of those things. We will make sure that we work with Maria to getting this out, but you can see winter, spring, fall, throughout the next 3 years. But the thing that's exciting is that QR code, and it's going to be more than just a QR code, but if you guys all want, you can do it right now with me if you want, is click on that QR code, and that is the kickoff. And this will be sent out through links, through social media posts. But if you click on that, you've got three distinct, unique opportunities to work with the district on the future of our new high school. And those three areas are, the first one is through the new high school mascot and colors campaign. The second one is to work with the athletics with the Hall of Pride, which is to honor Waterloo's rich history. And then the third opportunity to work with the district is through performing arts, working on the new auditorium and spaces for instrumental and vocal music. So, great question. The very first place to start is anybody who's interested in working with the mascot work, the athletics work, or the performing arts work can sign up right here and for the emails, and then you'll be kicked over to the people who are in charge of those areas. So Josh and Emily Emily Frederick will be working on the high school mascot colors campaign, so they will get all those email addresses. Dan and the athletic directors are going to be working with the Hall of Pride, and then Naomi Kraus our music, some of our music instructors will be working on the performing arts piece. So anyone in the community, staff, community members, parents who wants to be a part of any of this work is encouraged to sign up through this link, and we'll start working with you immediately in terms of lining up those opportunities for feedback. So great question. We had that coming. So again, this will be for those of you watching at home. I know we got a lot of people watching on YouTube Live right now. We will get this out, and you have a chance to sign up and be a part of the process.
Nice.
Yeah. Any other? So we're excited. We said it's coming. We said it's coming. So a lot of exciting things that are coming up here in the next few months. And Josh, when do you anticipate having that first either a survey going out or maybe or that large committee group that's going to be working with you?
So our plan is to launch early February and begin receiving applications for our committee on why they want to be a part, why they'd be a good fit, so we can kind of figure out who we're working with. And then if I'm memory serves me correctly, I believe the first meeting that we have is the fourth Thursday of February, which I think it's the February the 27th, where we'll have our first committee meeting at that point to kick off the project.
About a month out. Okay, that's all I have for my piece. So just want to share that with you.
I was wondering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And now for board comments. Tonight we'll start with Director Knight. Thank you, Josh.
I have nothing for tonight. I have nothing for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Director Knight. Next we'll go Director Cox.
Yes, I just want to mention last week I attended there at Central that roller coaster challenge, I think it was. And I have to admit, I was totally surprised on our students, how they were doing a lot of critical thinking, problem solving, a lot of teamwork. Um, they had two engineers from Lost Island that deal with roller coasters there. They were the judges, and it was fun. But there was also talking with those engineers. There's a real seriousness of it too, and I just thought that was kind of awesome. Just learn a little bit more about gravity and how it works there with the roller coasters. So I just want to just shout out to it was Mr. Sutton and Miss Chase there that was here earlier. They did that with their students, and I guess they had their classes. It was the best of each of the class, and so definitely pretty good. The other thing of it is, I just want to make sure, just kind of speak out. Carver Middle School had their first women's wrestling going on, so I think they had to go to Mason City, and they won more. They had more wins than the other. But just for the simple fact it's their first time, I think is an accomplishment from that standpoint. And lastly, I had a great time. Me and my son, we attended a middle school basketball game there at Carver. It was just nice to attend. I like doing those kind of things, and just seeing our kids, and I guess seeing the genius of our kids. And so, yeah, that's what I have to say, just to kind of put it out there.
All right, thank you, Director Cox. Director Matlock.
Thank you. The influence of a good teacher can never be erased. I noticed this morning that the McElroy Trust 2025 Gold Star nominations are out. The applications are open, so please go out and nominate our awesome teachers in the Waterloo Community School District. And congratulations to the Central EOP. I read that class. That is awesome that they came up with that service project. I mean, they're starting servant leadership off in 7th grade. That is awesome. Hopefully, I'm sure they will be doing more of that, and they can carry that through high school and then on to college. So that is awesome. And congratulations to the Kingsley Elementary with the leadership and the relationships that they're building. I'm a strong believer that if a student knows that you care about them, they will do well, and they will try their best to meet those goals, attendance, academics, and everything. So I really appreciate that. And congratulations and good luck to the BPA team that's heading to Orlando, and I can't wait to hear more about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Matlock. Director Mills, or you want to go? You want me to? Director Schmidt.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the retirees for all the years of service that they provided the districts and directly the students. It's a life well spent. I attended the East High Wrestling open house. It was very, very much appreciated. People were really impressed. And it's going to be, I call it wrestling, but it's going to be for dance, and it'll be a multi-purpose room. Probably sooner rather than later, but especially when it becomes an 8-9, it'll be for cheer and dance and PE and many other things. So I think it costs a lot, but I think in the end it will be worth it. As an aside there, the new director of, I think, the new program at UNI, the Engineering Technology Program, was there. I think he was a national champion, I think. But in any event, especially you, Jesse, he's very interested in collaborating with Waterloo schools to get more engineering into the WCC. So we've been kind of looking for a way into that.
Is that Stuart Carter? That's who.
Yep. Stuart Carter.
Yep.
Yeah. So, so I thought that was a really good opportunity and a good sign. And are we gonna wait? Are we gonna roast Jeff now, or are we gonna wait?
You can roast him a little bit now.
I was just gonna say,
warm it up. Warm it up.
Financial integrity is so critically important for any organization, especially a public organization, especially a school. And I have to admit, we didn't always have that. At one time, it wasn't illegal, but because we were on the cash basis at the time, but Waterloo got into serious trouble when it was discovered that they were $7 million in debt without it being public. Nobody knew about it except one or two people. But anyway, it was cash basis, so it wasn't illegal. But basically, in June, they were simply putting all the bills in the drawer and then paying them when the fiscal year started again July 1st. Now, that's no longer possible because we're on an accrual basis. And so that kind of maybe was one of the reasons the state made that change. But
that was all before me.
He noted. But yes, it was before you. And since that time, last, I don't know, 20 years, we've really, Waterloo has enjoyed a really great reputation for integrity, financial integrity in particular. And so I just want to thank you for continuing in that line. It's a tough job. There's a lot of numbers. But the awards that I think have been awarded to you and to the district speak to the fact that other people's eyes that are looking at the district recognize as well as we do that the district is in good hands with their chief financial officer. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Schmidt. Director Mills.
Real quick, I also wanted to thank all of our staff that come and stay for the meetings. And I love being able to see you guys here and get input. And it is always noted and appreciated that you're here. And also that all these kids came, because that was just, these board meetings are just amazing when we get to see the awesome things that our kids are doing. So, how long have you worked for the district, Jeff?
A little over 28 years.
28 years.
Yeah.
You're ready to leave already, you sure?
Seems like the right time.
This is from the board.
Thank you.
And I just want to say that personally, getting to have you as my seatmate has been amazing. And for you to be able to explain things to me like I'm 5 has, I should have been one of those BPA kids because I have no idea what a lot of this is. And I feel like I've grown so much with your help. And the way that you have brought so much just very real. This is what the district needs. You don't mince words. You help us get where we need to be very realistically. And it's been appreciated. I'm just starting my second term in the finance committee. And I feel like I've learned more in that year about money than I had in the past 49 years. So, and that is you. And I really appreciate it. I'm going to miss you very much. I'm very excited that JT's here. But you will be very missed. And I'm sure others would like to say something as well.
Thank you, Director Mills. I got a few things. Nothing bad, though. I'll start with you since we're on that train, and I'll piggyback off of what Director Mills said. I've been on the finance committee 3 years, I believe. but before that, being on the board for a few years, um, and you stepping in at a time, unexpected time. I didn't get to work with you a lot before that, um, and I was a Michael guy. I was a Michael guy because he fit who I am. Just real quiet and real subtle. Um, but I didn't understand a whole lot of what he was saying. And you brought a funny, quirky kind of excitement to numbers. Now, I joke with the board all the time when we get new board members in. I'm like, hey, we go to the conference. I take finance 101 multiple times. I'm not going to finance 201. When I go back again and have the time, I'll take finance 101 probably again, uh, just because it's so much that's involved in Iowa finance. Uh, and I think you were a breath of fresh air because you made myself, and I'm sure others can attest to this as well, understand it a little bit more because you put a little twist on it that made it a little bit more exciting. I don't know if you got a lot of dad jokes lined up when the grandkids come over, but it sounds like you do. You made me enjoy it a little bit, so I appreciate that. Like I said, just stepping in when we really needed you to, and all you've done for the district over your 28 years, and then especially the few years that I got to work with you as well. So I appreciate you personally, and on behalf of the board as well. So thank you for your service. We appreciate you. You're not going far. Not going far. We got an agreement, so we'll tap into you. Definitely, we'll tap into you. But again, we appreciate everything that you've done for us and the service to our district. So thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you back to all you guys. It's been a blessing to work in the school district for 28 years and have that stability. It's been a great career. It is a life well lived, working and feeling like you're making a difference in a community where you were born and raised, and the lives that hopefully affected by being here in a small role. I'm just one small part of everything that's happening here, but it's been great, and I'm really thankful for it. And hopefully the people that I worked with on a day-to-day basis, I hopefully have had a real positive effect on their lives. Thank you.
Well said. Yep. Before we leave, we'll get a picture, Jeff. So well said, Jeff. Thank you again. I just have two things. One, thank you for stepping in at the East High and Jesse as you. I don't know if I mentioned that during the West High. So we got both of our wrestling multi-purpose rooms up and going. Getting a lot of positive feedback from the community on them. So good deal. So appreciate you guys stepping in and doing that. Definitely made a difference in the community and how they're received. I had an opportunity this weekend to attend the Iowa State Extension, the first annual Iowa State Extension banquet, and it was none short of amazing. Just learning, just some of the history of Iowa State Extension, some of the things that they do, not only in our community, but throughout the state of Iowa. I think it was stated that they have 100 offices in all 99 counties. They didn't say the amount of students and families that they serve, but I know in Waterloo, with the programming that they have, it's quite a large population of people that they serve. They praise the Waterloo Community Schools for the partnership, along with other partners, and it was an event to bring the partners together in the same room so that collaboration can happen on different entities and things that they can support as well. And I know we've utilized them in my day job. We utilize them, and we will again this summer for our summer programming. Our summer program utilizes Iowa State Extension to do some things with 6th through 8th grade students in the Waterloo Community Schools. So it was an amazing event. They talked about the programming and how to get involved and some volunteer opportunities. So it was amazing. I look forward to it next year. Dr. Quentin Richardson did an amazing job. So kudos to them, and thanks for partnering with us as well. You thanked us Saturday, but we want to thank you publicly as well for being one of those partners with the Waterloo Community Schools. So I believe that's all I have. I'll give you a few dates. Thank you for bearing with me while my computer is still not turning on. So I've been fumbling up here a little bit. The next time we'll be in this room is on February 10th for a board meeting at 5 p.m. And then on February 24th at 5 p.m. as well. PK through 12 conferences will be on February 25th and February 27th. There will be no school for our students on February 27th and February 28th of this year. Is there anything else? Can I get a motion to adjourn meeting this evening?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. We're adjourned.